when you start a match with like breakfast at 9, getting excited, getting ready, preparing lunch, figuring plans for doubles, and you end up at 4:45 with a victory like this one over such a great team in Stanford, and you start to reflect on how much it took and everything that it went into that win, with everybody pulling on the rope so hard for so long. It's an enormously gratifying victory. Just any sort of weakness on our part, any letting go of the rope is one of our expressions, or not letting go of the rope on our part, and we would have got beat, and nobody could have said a word because they're so tough. But when it came down to the crunch, and there was just absolutely no margin for error, and this one, Miss Lau just did a phenomenal job, and this one has to handle on one of the biggest points, not only having a match point, but also a let cord that goes against you. And this is the best part of my day was the looks on their faces as the match got closer to the end. There was no look of panic, there was no look of duress or stress, it was just, let's go play some more tennis. So that was a long-winded answer to say, just really proud, and that wasn't easy, and it would not have been possible had the girls not really anteed up. So they deserve all the credit, and I'm very proud of them both.
You probably thought winning the doubles point put you in a pretty good position, and then they took 5 first sets, and all of a sudden things looked a lot different. How do you kind of coach through those kind of momentum swings?
Well, I think the only sort of coaching thing that is helpful or relevant, no matter what any of us say, is just keeping the girls' spirits up and saying, hey, on this court and on this court, don't worry about over there, we're going to need you to win yours. And just trying to keep the girls from scoreboard watching is because they want to win so badly, and it's exciting when their teammates are winning, and it's kind of depressing if their teammates are getting beat at the time. And so really, from a coaching standpoint, it's just trying to keep everybody's spirits high, that's all.
What was it like, I mean, playing next to each other, knowing that you were that close? I mean, Sabrina, how did you handle that? You were in a tiebreaker. You really couldn't afford to lose focus, right? How do you, keep your wits about you in that situation?
Gosh, I don't know. I love playing next to D-Lau. She just keeps me focused. Always cheered me on, even when she's battling with Mallory or anyone else. It's just been really an honor playing next to D-Lau, and she really keeps me focused and positive, and I knew that I had to come through for my team today, and I just kept focused on that, and I just kept trying, and I kept fighting, and just fought on.
She was serving for the match, right? Was it
5-2.
5.
She was at 5-2.
5-2. Okay. What turned it around? Did you sense that she got less aggressive, or did you step it up?
I think I definitely stepped it up. She was playing great. She was hitting winners, clipping lines, and I didn't get discouraged, and I just, kept fighting for every point and every inch, and just clawing, and just really trying out there. So, and it worked.
So, what was your reaction? Did you know how close that Sabrina was to finishing that?
Well, I'd like to say that, I was just focused on my core, but it's so hard in a dual match, and, I obviously knew where Sabrina was, and the thing is, like Sav says, like, it's great to play next to me, but I really think it's great to play next to her. I feel like Sav is very mature as a freshman, and for me, it puts a lot of pressure off me, and, even though down 5-2, I saw the scoreboard, and I've known Sabrina for about 5-6 years, and I've gotten to know her really well, and I knew that it wasn't over. There was no chance it was over, and when I started to go to 5-3, and I was just like, wow, like she's gonna climb all the way back, and I want to be right there, like right, in my opponent's face, ready just to pop her too. And so, I just stuck with Mallory, and she's just such a great player, like hitting winners left and right. And when you play someone like that, you're uncertain, like how how the outcome's going to be, but I knew like I just had to give myself the best chance possible, which was just to dig really deep, and just watching Sabrina come back, it made me feel like wow, this is definitely possible, and it just kept my hopes up. And so I think it was a team effort. We did it together.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to just throw out there, which I don't know, I'm sure took a little pressure off of you guys, but the fact that Caitlin Christian had come back to win the second set and was actually had a little bit of lead in the third herself, not a big lead, but just so collectively between the three of us, I think of you guys, it was good for your spirits just to know that like, okay, there was a little leeway, not much, but and so when you get down in these matches, especially you lose the first set in a dual match, and you're down and you come back and you keep that match alive, there's lots of matches that maybe you don't even finish but are so important for your team. That was one of them. Caitlin didn't finish, but it was really important for our team. And so,
yeah, I would definitely say Caitlin played a big part in that too. I've known Caitlin for as long as I've known Sabrina too. The three of us have been pretty good friends, and just knowing her, I knew she's a great fighter too, and she wasn't going to let that match go. So it did take a lot of pressure off me and Sabrina, and it just allowed us to play even better.
The hardest thing to do is to serve it out once you've got the break.